First off, just proud of our football team. I'll start with the seniors. Our guys had a high passion level to go out and play for these guys, and all 31 of them, I thought, left it out there on the field. I said it before the game. They won't remember the score. They'll remember how they feel walking out of this locker room. And just, I said in the post game out there on the field, like, there's just so many of these guys, whether they were here and they decided to put the stake in the ground and say, I want to be a Demon Deacon and I want to see this all the way through, or they entrusted us to come here wherever they came from, whether it was with us at Washington State or elsewhere. Just really proud of those guys, and this moment wouldn't be happening without them. Thought it was a dominating win in all three phases. Our guys had the right mentality, and they fought for this type of standard really for the last 11 months. So excited to get the learns. Our best is still out there. Big rivalry game to finish the regular season. Thankful for that stadium. Thankful for the people that support us. Thankful for the fans, the students. It means a lot to me as we keep building this program. We need every one of you. So thank to you guys. But that's a big statement win on senior night and exactly what we thought we were capable of doing.
Jake, does this speak to the focus level that your team had coming off, two wins over ACC teams in which they didn't give up a touchdown, to come and stay focused against an opponent of lesser stature, Delaware, and put together that top performance?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I'm exhausted. You go through the week and you're just you strain on it, and what am I missing? What do I got to do to get these guys ready? These guys get ready. I mean, like I said, they built a standard of where they want to play, how they want to play it. I thought we dominated the line of scrimmage like we were capable of doing. I thought you saw that throughout the game. Credit to Delaware, and then they got a bunch of competitors out there, but our guys were not going to be denied. And like I said, it was for those seniors. If you wanted to strain and put effort into the game plan and your preparation, it was for those 31 guys, and I thought our program carried that out today.
As an aside, it seemed, this probably isn't the main topic, but it seems like Miles Herbert really flashed today. Was this, I know you had to look at the tape, but are you seeing really good things out of him right now?
Yeah, it isn't just today. I mean, especially, well, first off, in the special teams realm, he's been probably one of our top 2 or 3 guys. And then obviously he just keeps kind of carving out a role. It's hard to get in there between Braylon and Vaughn and Nick, but his versatility is off the chart. We played him at all 3 positions today: strong safety, free safety, star. So he's like a human missile. He's very aggressive. We got to teach him to keep his head up and wrap and squeeze a little bit. But one of those young guys, and that's what I love about that fourth quarter. Getting a lot of those young guys some evaluations and some time and some real games is important to the future. So excited about our guys taking it to task and getting some of those guys in the game.
Jake, twice in the first quarter, and then you went for it on 4th down. At the end of the first half, you let Robbie air it out, already up 28-7. Were you trying to make a statement, trying to prove that you weren't going to take your foot off the gas?
Well, I'm trying to think what we were talking about. The air it out before the half was with 29 seconds left, one timeout. Like, we're going to play that situation aggressively, thinking get a field goal. We felt very comfortable taking that shot against their quarters coverage. We worked it all week. We didn't need to make a statement today. It was just about preparing our guys for situational football, and we're going to need that the last 2 games.
But on that note, the number of explosive plays like that one, did that have any impact on your level of exhaustion that you mentioned at the beginning?
No, that leads to excitement, not exhaustion. We knew we could come in here and be explosive. Like, we felt that. It was very much like a Western Carolina scheme where these safeties are downhill. They're within 7 yards, which is going to open up a lot of space. I thought we could run the football maybe a little bit more efficient. Not the numbers look good here as I'm looking down, but I thought we could run the ball maybe a little bit more efficient, maybe a little bit more explosively, but we knew the pass game would be there. And, credit to our guys going out there and executing, because there was some really good downfield blocking, too, that sprung some of these big plays.
The strangeness, some of the oddities of this game, you had great rushing yardage, and your star running back was 4th out of the rushing yards. You had a receiver, number 1 on your rushing yards. It's kind of some strange.
Who was that?
We had Barnes.
Oh, the lateral play.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, so that goes with the run totals. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We knew just the way they loaded the box, like, it was going to be tough at times. We took advantage of it. Yeah, I'd like to, obviously establish Demond in a higher fashion, and he'll get a lot of carries next week, there's no doubt.
Speaking of Barnes, how good was it to have that weapon back at your disposal?
Yeah, him and Micah. I thought that was really important. Open up the offense. Chris is a dynamic player. good to see Carlos once again, continue the play that we know he's capable of playing. I thought Robbie did a good job taking care of the ball besides the one right before half. So we need to build on this. Like I said, just like we've done all year, we got to grow from this performance. We got to be better next week. Got to have a great week of preparation and practice for a great Duke team, and a lot to be thankful for in our program. This was another big one for these seniors.
Jake, it seemed like in the first couple drives, Devon Claiborne and Ty Clark both were kind of going back and forth and had some big runs. Can you just speak to the development of Ty Clark and what you've seen from him and like the versatility he adds to the
They're a really good 1-2 punch. I just think in running styles, Devon is so electric laterally and he's so fast where, Ty is going to be that downhill kind of banger, a little thunder and lightning dynamic between those two guys they're developing. And that's why we've also been playing both of them at the same time in certain packages. So proud of Ty, proud of his development, and excited about where he can continue to be going into the future.
What do you like about those two players' dynamic, not just on the field, but also from maybe a leadership perspective and personality perspective?
I'll just say our leadership team in general is phenomenal here. And it's a mixture of seniors, transfers, young guys. These guys have taken everything to task. We challenge them each and every day. We're honest with them. You guys have been at practice when I haven't been too happy at times, right? So, that's why these moments continue to happen, is because that they happened long before the season started. And it starts with the leadership team really just taking to task everything that we've given them and pushing in those tough moments. And the mentality of 18 and 23-year-old young men, that's another thing that we got to push through, and I thought they did a good job of that today.
How do you feel like Devon specifically has taken kind of Ty under his wing as they share those snaps?
Yeah, I would say this, Damon has come so far, from his background to where he's at to what he's doing, to accepting a leadership position and understanding what that means from his point of view. Really proud of that kid. Just like anything, I wish he had rushed for 2,000 yards this year, but this isn't over. He has a bright future. He's worked hard every single day for everything he's gotten. And there's just so many stories like that up and down this team is the reason why we're having success.
You mentioned Demon's growth. What was it like when you kind of first met him, had that first impression, and contrast that to the Demon that we see?
I told him in the locker room, there was a lot of people that had to make tough decisions. Damon could play anywhere in the country. He chose to stay here with us. That means a lot to me. Today in this moment, there's a lot of guys like that. Nick Anderson, George Sell, Hazen, QB, Vaughn, Rue. These guys said, I want to be here. And to have success and to work for this type of success is a big deal that I don't want to take lightly. Now, we'll talk about sustaining it and what it takes from everybody out here to go do it, because what we're doing isn't easy. People all of a sudden will think that it's easy what we're doing. It is not. So that'll be a big next step.
Jake, when you take the Kennesaw State game and then the Delaware game and kind of use them as bookends of the season, because they bookend your home season.
Yeah.
What does it say about the trajectory of Wake Forest football in 2025?
Well, I don't know if I've thought that far yet, Les. I remember that feeling in this room, and we changed the bar completely. And we did it through hard work. We did it through failures. We did it through adversity. We did it through challenging each other. It hasn't always been easy, and it hasn't always been perfect. Really proud of our coaching staff. Really proud of our support staff. The work that's done behind the scenes with our guys and the amount of extra that they're willing to do to put in to be great. The 20 hours we get with them, that's just scratching the surface. So our guys have accepted the level of what it takes to go win football games at this level, and to grow like that during the season is really special. But these guys want to do it, and we'll need to do it again next week.
Jake, your first half, there was a play where Robbie took the snap, rushed to the line of scrimmage, and ran up to the line of scrimmage, and then turned around and threw the ball backwards 4 yards, and Barnes didn't look like he was expecting it. Was that Robbie improvising, or was there a design play somewhere in there?
No, he'll never do that again. Yeah, that was bad. There was a couple of sloppy moments in this game. Like I said, we don't wear rose-colored glasses. We need to get better. Robbie has been a really good decision maker, especially the last couple weeks. I thought he got into a pretty good flow of the game. Like I said, threw a bad pick, bad decision before the half. Credit to the defense to getting the ball back and then going out there and scoring. No, that was definitely not a design play.
Your first senior night at Wake Forest, and you already kind of alluded to the emotions you who chose to stay with you when they had lots of opportunities. What was the emotions for you, and I guess how did you guys kind of wash those emotions away and then get right back to let's kick this ball off?
I think it's a big part of it. Like, you know, guys that have been with me for a long time, like Dev and Lily, right? I remember them when they're just young freshmen. Lily showed up at Pullman, Washington, wearing sandals in 15-degree snowy weather. Like, that's all he had, 210 pounds. You know, Dev at one point came to me and said, "Coach, can I do it at this level?" To see it come all the way through is a big deal for me. It's a big deal for them. You know, there's a lot of emotion before the game. You know, I told the team in the locker room, like, the emotion you're feeling right now is the connectedness of each other. And I can't give them that. They've earned that. Special group of men want to do it together, and they don't care who gets the credit. It is an amazing group of guys, and I think that's why I'm so proud to coach them. All right, guys. Thank you. Go Deeks.